His Excellency, the Honorable Defense Minister of Brazil, Mr. José Múcio, friends on the dais, distinguished Excellencies, ambassadors, the chiefs of the various forces in Brazil, dignitaries from both Brazil and India, members of the delegation, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. A very, very warm welcome to honorable ministers, to all our friends from Brazil. Indeed, very grateful to the Honorable Vice President, Mr. Ackman, who's actually a trained physician, for having taken the time to come to India to strengthen the Brazil-India partnership. In fact, as a doctor, he knows the importance of precise dosage and the perfect formula to get a person in good health. And I think with his laser focus on strengthening the Brazil-India partnership, success can be a foregone conclusion. Thank you very much, Honorable Vice President, for leading the delegation. Thank you, Minister of Defense. Friends, today is the World Food Day. It's a very important day where we celebrate the contribution of our farmers in Brazil and India, and a very appropriate day to further this partnership between Brazil and India. In some sense, two very highly agri-producing nations who not only support food security in our own nations, but also feed the people around the world with high-quality agri-products. And that makes your visit even more exciting, even more outcome-oriented, that it's happening on such an important day. I'm sure that what we will see as outcomes from this visit will set the agenda and a strong foundation to elevate this partnership between Brazil and India. In fact, we are very grateful to Brazil for honoring Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi with your highest honor during the visit to Brazil. By conferring the Grand Collar of the National Order of Southern Cross, you have not only recognized and respected Honorable Prime Minister's contribution to global peace and prosperity, but also given us a lot of respect. 1.4 billion people would like to express their satisfaction and gratitude to you, Excellency, and to President Lula. I remember Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi had said, and I'd like to quote, "We want the India-Brazil ties to be as colorful as a carnival, as passionate as football." And in that spirit, I think all of us in India would not mind if you are willing to export Neymar. Of course, in our good old days, Pele was probably more famous when we were young children, or possibly Ronaldo. But as my son, who's a big football fan, keeps telling me, I thought I'd better stick to asking for Neymar today. Excellency, we are also very grateful to you and to Brazil for having included yoga and Ayurveda in pharmacy systems as alternative medicines, alternative therapies. Both of these are very much respected, very much followed in India, and we are very grateful that later today you will yourself be visiting the Ayurveda Center and helping strengthen this partnership also on traditional Indian medicines. I was very delighted today in the course of our meeting in the morning when you mentioned that the bulk of the Brazilian cattle, I think Honorable Defense Minister reminded us, comes from India. It is of Indian origin. So one can say that this partnership is destined and has a very strong foundation in our shared history, in our shared effort to promote a better future for the people of Brazil and India. The growing interest that we see in Brazil for India's culture is also very heartwarming, whether it is the dance form of Bharatnatyam, whether it is an encouragement to the Ramakrishna mission. All of these also reflect a deep connect between the cultures of Brazil and India and between our effort to bring art and different forms of tradition into our partnership. Excellency, only a few days back, probably 2 days back, the IMF chief has said that, and I quote, "I'm very big on India because of the boldness of their reforms." IMF has recently increased or improved the GDP growth forecast for India from 6.4% to 6.6% this year. Our first quarter, April to June 2025, the GDP grew by 7.8%, the fastest growing large GDP in the world, large economy in the world. And we've continued to be the fastest growing large economy over the last 4 years. And our effort is to continue to be the fastest growing large economy for at least another 20 years. Excellency, we have, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, focused on 3 pillars while developing the Indian growth story. One, our effort has been to create strong macroeconomic fundamentals. So whether it is keeping inflation low, whether it is consistently strengthening our growth, whether it's strengthening and fortifying our banking systems, whether it's ensuring that our foreign exchange reserves are strong, and with $700 billion foreign exchange reserves, we are amongst the top 5 countries with large forex reserves. The strong macroeconomic fundamentals sets a threshold on which we can be ambitious in our growth targets, in our effort to promote faster growth. The second pillar of our growth story has been taking modern, high-quality infrastructure to the remotest corners of India to ensure that we have widespread and equitable growth through the length and breadth of India. We believe good infrastructure will help us become more competitive, bring down our logistics cost, and strengthen the ability of India to grow our businesses, provide opportunities for our young men and women to contribute to nation building, create new jobs, create new work opportunities new business potential, support our startups and entrepreneurs, and therefore investments in infrastructure has been one major focus of this government over the last decade or so. Another area which the Honorable Prime Minister is very deeply focused on is ensuring the ability of our people to have a high quality of life. So in the last 6 months itself, on the one hand, we brought down the tax burden, the direct tax burden, income tax burden on our middle class. Only on 22nd of September, we activated our GST, the indirect taxes, the goods and services tax reforms, to bring down the tax rate significantly, simplify business processes, and promote the ability of our people to spend more and look for a better quality of life for their families. In fact, in the last 12 years, India has taken 250 million people out of poverty. And this growing neo-middle class, this growing middle class in the country is today powering our economy, both on the strength of higher consumer spending and also on the back of huge welfare measures that the government of India has taken so that no child born in the country is deprived of the basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, high quality education, good quality health care, and also has access to digital connectivity, 24/7 electricity at their homes, ensuring water reaches every family, every home in the country, providing for a quality of life that empowers the children, empowers the citizens of India to contribute to a better future, both for the nation and for our people. It is these several tracks, whether it is investment spending or welfare spending, whether it's promoting consumer spending, all of these put together define the India growth story. And therefore, Excellency and friends, our effort towards structural reform, our efforts towards ease of doing business, reduce the burden of law, reduce the burden of compliances, make our processes and procedures to run business simpler, are all collectively bearing fruit as India grows to become the third largest GDP in the world in another couple of years' time, and thence grows our $4 trillion GDP today to a $30 or $35 trillion GDP by 2047. Our declared aim, the commitment and the mission of 1.4 billion Indians to make India a developed nation, a prosperous nation by 2047, when we celebrate 100 years of independence. It is with this burning desire, this fire in the belly, that 1.4 billion Indians today are working as a team, contributing to national development, are working to ensure inclusive and sustainable growth across the country, to ensure that the last man at the bottom of the pyramid has a better future for him and his family, for his children. And collectively, we as a nation are committed to work in the direction of greater global cooperation. We are expanding our trading relationships, our investment partnerships with different countries across the world, our FTAs with many advanced nations, with many developed countries, are defining the confidence with which India today trades with the rest of the world. Our growing investments in other countries, which Madam also just mentioned, are taking India and Indian businesses across the oceans. And I think we are, in some sense, doing exactly what President Lula had said. And I'd like to quote, "No one can reap the fruit before planting the trees." We have planted the trees to make fresh beginnings in India, and we are very confident that the people of India, and with us, our partners across the world, will together reap the fruits of these plants, will reap the benefits. We hope to work in that fashion with Brazil. We hope to further strengthen this partnership, and truly, we are very grateful for your visit today, which I am sure will plant the seeds of a very defining partnership, of a new shared future of prosperity and growth that the people of Brazil and the people of India can be proud of. Once again, thank you very much to you, Excellency, to the Honorable Minister of Defense, to the delegation from Brazil, and to all the friends from India who have gathered here today to reflect upon a bright future, to work together as friends, as partners, for a partnership with Brazil, a partnership between Brazil and India of consequence and of a great future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, sir, for your very inspiring, very promising address and vision for India-Brazil economic cooperation. Thank you once again, Honorable Minister, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we all have been waiting for since morning has arrived. It is my privilege to now invite His Excellency, Mr. Geraldo Alckmin, Honorable Vice President and Minister of Development, Industry, Trade and Services of Brazil, for his keynote address.
Quero cumprimentar o Ministro do Comércio da Índia, Piyush Goyal, José Múcio Monteiro, nosso Ministro de Estado da Defesa, saudar aqui Harsha Agarwal, querida Ana Repesa, Narayan Sethuraman, Frederico Lamego, cumprimentar aqui as autoridades, empresárias, empresários, lideranças, agradecer, Ministro Goyal, a receptividade, o calor humano, o carinho com que todos nós brasileiros fomos recebidos aqui na Índia. É uma grande satisfação participar deste seminário empresarial Brasil-Índia, que simboliza, mais do que um evento econômico, ele é um marco no fortalecimento da parceria estratégica entre duas das maiores democracias do sul global. Hoje, Brasil e Índia não apenas compartilham valores e aspirações, compartilham também o dever de transformar potencial em prosperidade. No setor privado, usa-se muito a expressão business to business. Espero que isso ocorra muito ao longo deste seminário. E business to business pode significar também Bará to Brasil, da Índia ao Brasil, em busca de novos horizontes comuns. Brasil e Índia são nações de dimensões continentais, com economias diversificadas, sociedades vibrantes e empresas criativas. Somos países que crescem, produzindo, inovando e incluindo, movidos pela convicção de que o desenvolvimento só é legítimo quando gera oportunidade para todos. Essa visão é a base da nossa parceria estratégica, firmada em 2006 pelo então presidente Lula e renovada sob sua liderança e do primeiro-ministro Narendra Modi, em torno de 5 pilares que expressam um programa de futuro. Nosso amigo José Múcio: defesa e segurança, transição energética, segurança alimentar e nutricional, transformação digital, ciência e tecnologia e parcerias industriais em setores estratégicos. Essas bases têm de ser construídas principalmente pelos nossos setores produtivos. Em 1968, ao visitar Brasília, a primeira-ministra Indira Gandhi descreveu a nova capital brasileira como uma visão do futuro. Disse ela: Brasília nos faz pensar em uma escala maior e acreditar na capacidade humana de moldar o próprio destino. O futuro não chega por si só, o ser humano o deseja. Mais de meio século depois, essa mesma convicção nos guia, seja no avanço tecnológico, na transição energética ou na integração econômica que hoje aprofundamos. Em 2024, nosso comércio bilateral atingiu 12 bilhões de dólares, um crescimento expressivo que confirma a vitalidade das nossas economias. Este ano, a exportação da Índia para o Brasil cresce mais de 30%, e a exportação do Brasil para a Índia também tem um crescimento extremamente expressivo. Acho que nós vamos ultrapassar a meta dos 20 bilhões de dólares de comércio exterior em 2030. O Brasil vê na Índia um parceiro prioritário para a diversificação de exportações e investimentos. Os avanços no acordo de cooperação e facilitação de investimentos e no acordo para evitar bitributação, que tive a oportunidade de promulgar como presidente em exercício na última segunda-feira, criam um ambiente de negócios previsível e mais seguro. Queremos a ampliação do Acordo de Comércio Preferencial Mercosul-Índia, para que nossos fluxos comerciais se ampliam e sejam condizentes com a densidade das relações entre nossos países. Empresas brasileiras e indianas já trilham esse caminho. A Embraer abre amanhã seu novo escritório aqui em Nova Delhi e oferece cooperação de longo prazo nas áreas civil e de defesa, com destaque para o KC-390 e o E-145. Da mesma forma, grupos indianos, como Tata, Mahindra, Infosys, ampliam investimentos no Brasil em setores como automotivo, tecnologia de informação e energia. Estamos também facilitando os intercâmbios entre nossos empresários, com a implementação, a partir desta semana, dos vistos eletrônicos de negócios na Embaixada do Brasil em Nova Delhi e no Consulado Geral em Mumbai. Além disso, Casos de assistência técnica e transferência de tecnologia passam a ser enquadrados como vistos de negócios, facilitando sua concessão. No Brasil, o PAC, Programa de Aceleração do Crescimento, e a NIB, Nova Indústria Brasil, mobilizam mais de 300 bilhões até 2026 e estão abertos à participação indiana em áreas de energia limpa, mobilidade elétrica, saúde, aeroespacial, semicondutores, inovação digital. O comércio agrícola entre Brasil e Índia ainda não reflete nossa condição de dois gigantes da produção de alimentos. Podemos cooperar na integração de cadeias produtivas agrícolas, na inovação tecnológica, no uso sustentável do solo e na segurança alimentar global. Também nos une o compromisso com a energia limpa. Celebramos o papel de destaque indiano na Aliança Global para Biocombustíveis, iniciativa que o Brasil tem o orgulho de co-presidir. Com o etanol e o biodiesel, mostramos ao mundo que é possível crescer, reduzindo emissões, e que o desenvolvimento sustentável não é obstáculo, é um bom caminho. Brasil e Índia são referências em infraestruturas públicas digitais. O PIX brasileiro e o India Stack mostram que é possível democratizar a tecnologia e colocar a inovação a serviço da inclusão. Estamos prontos para lançar uma parceria digital Brasil-Índia, voltada à inteligência artificial, computação de alto desempenho e startups de base tecnológica. Essa cooperação será um motor para a nova economia verde e digital, gerando empregos de qualidade e soberania tecnológica. A cooperação entre Brasil e Índia é a resposta concreta a esse cenário. Dois países que não competem, complementam-se, que não se isolam, se unem, que não esperam o futuro, constroem-no juntos. Senhoras e senhores, o Brasil está de portas abertas aos investimentos indianos e estende a mão amiga aos que desejam crescer conosco. Juntos podemos transformar nossas complementariedades em prosperidade compartilhada e fazer da parceria Brasil-Índia uma aliança do futuro. Como disse Indira Gandhi, o futuro não chega por si só, o ser humano o deseja. Muito obrigado. Dharanavad.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for that very inspiring, profound remarks. We are extremely thankful for your commitment to advancing the India-Brazil partnership. Thank you once again, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the formal part of the India-Brazil business dialogue. May I request our honorable dignitaries to kindly give us a photo opportunity moment. We would like to request our friends from media to kindly capture this moment in their lenses, requesting for a group photograph. Ladies and gentlemen, a momentous day, and at the moment, a very momentous moment. Thank you so much, honorable dignitaries, for letting us capture this moment in our lenses, and of course, it stays in our memories. Thank you all for your participation and presence, ladies and gentlemen. We now invite you all to kindly join us for the networking lunch in the hotel garden. The organizing team members shall guide you on your way out. We wish you all